Today, I want to talk to you about soul contracts with narcissists. And I think it's really vital to understand this because that's exactly what I believe narcissistic abuse is. But before I get into that topic, I just want to let you know that I am so excited because in September, my next Thrive 10-week boot camp is coming up. And I have to say, the results of the last boot camp blew me and the team away. We thought it would be good, but we didn't know how powerfully it was going to help people shift into their true thriver life. So if you're still struggling to recover, you just can't break through, whether you're on NARP or you're not on NARP, and you really want that hands-on help, I can't encourage you enough to check out Thrive. The link will be with this video, and you'll see what's involved in it. It's really, words can't describe how powerful it really was for people and what we saw happen with the breakthroughs in very short amount of times, incredibly powerfully. Okay, so on to today's video. What is a soul contract with a narcissist? Well, what I believe it is, it really gets back to the premise of everything happens for a reason. And as a spiritual person who's into expansion and becoming true self and true life and getting out of the depths of narcissistic abuse, I really do believe that our soul has a grander plan. I don't believe that this was just a senseless event that happened for naught. I really do believe that everything, no matter how it looks, is happening for us and not to us. And when I think about the soul contract with a narcissist, and I do have a really comprehensive article on this, I'm going to put the link with the video, which goes into even deeper detail than I can today. But it is so about our soul striving to bring to us, not necessarily what we think we want, but definitely what we need to get out of traumas and our limitations and the part of ourselves that aren't aligned with our truest and highest self. Barbara DeAngelis, in one of her books, I can't remember the name of it, but in one of her books, she actually wrote in a scene about a soul that was in heaven, and this soul said, I really dearly want to find my self-love, and I want boundaries, and I want to be able to respect myself, and I haven't been able to do that in any lifetime. This time I want to get it right. And while this soul in heaven was with their spiritual advisors, this other soul walked forward and said, dearly beloved, I would love to help you with that. I will be with you and I will pretend to adore you and love you, but I will hurt you, I will abuse you, and I will smash you, and I will not stop. I will not let go until you learn to stop trying to force me to love you, and you let go and learn to love and respect yourself. And in this scene in the book, the soul was so excited and she said, thank you so much, because if I forget what I'm trying to achieve, I really want you there to help me remember and come home to my mission. Now, this is the thing. We're either asleep and unconscious, we're a victim. It's a senseless deal. It was shocking. It was terrible. And there was no sense to it. Or we awaken, where we say there was a part of me, a deeper, wider, wiser, unconscious part of myself connected to source with my soul that actually wanted to bring forth to me the experience that I needed to not get free from them, but to get free of myself, from those places within me that didn't believe I was good enough, didn't believe I was worthy of love, didn't believe I had the right to have a voice and my values and my preferences and the ability to generate what was healthy for me and make my own choices, instead of handing my power away to try to get love, approval, survival, and security from outside of myself. So how do we know that we're in a soul contract? Well, first of all, it's intense. People may call it a twin flame experience. And that is where there are incredible highs, there are incredible lows. It's full of emotion, it's full of drama, it's full of pain, it's full of relief, it's full of hope. You know, it may seem to you like this is the be all and end all, this is the one and only. And as Pema Chodron famously said, she said, nothing in our life stops until it's taught us what we need to learn. And I absolutely believe that that is exactly what the soul contract with a narcissist is. It's not until we take the contract and the learning and the teaching of the contract that we break free from the addiction and the obsession about that person. A soul contract with a narcissist makes it feel crazy. You feel addicted. You feel so connected. You feel like, I can't live without this person. I know that they're so horrible and they hurt me so much, but I can't stop loving them. I can't stop missing them. I can't stop trying to fix them. I feel like it's my duty and my responsibility to fix them and to be with them. This is my one and only. It's meant to be. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, all of these things are not healthy love. They're not a soulmate relationship, which can grow and evolve, and absolutely it'll go through challenges and learnings, but it gets better and it gets stronger and it gets more defined and real and loving and supportive and kind. Whereas a soul contract with a narcissist is absolutely what I believe the twin flame experience is that this person was never meant to be your lover and in your life forever. And it could be, it doesn't have to be a lover, it could be a family member, it could be your own child, it could be a friendship, it could be a therapist, whatever it is. But this person is not meant to be in a healthy way in your life. The healthy aspect about it is that they are pushing your unhealed wounds up to the surface so that you turn within and self-partner and become healthy with it and whole within yourself. And it's grist. It's the fire that comes from the grist. It is absolutely like an oyster ends up being a bit of grit in a shell with dirt and it becomes a beautiful oyster. It's like the phoenix from the ashes. It's a very, very intense experience. And we could say at the level of the soul contract, such as in the Barbara DeAngelis book, you know, when she was so excited and said, dearly beloved, thank you for smashing me so hard that I'm going to come home to loving myself. At the deepest level of a soul contract, what is the most loving thing that a soul can grant you is for you to turn and come home to loving and being whole within yourself. So this is why I call narcissists aides, angels in disguise, acting as disgusting, shocking demons. But that's the duality of life, because within the deepest of darkness is where we mine our greatest gold. So for me, the soul contract with a narcissist was about so many things. I really believed that I'd developed and I'd healed and I knew enough about the psychology and I'd had enough therapy to understand that I had wounds and fears of abandonment and that, you know, I wasn't good at self-soothing and I was very reactive and I wasn't good with boundaries, and I've been working on those kinds of things for decades. And when the narcissist came into my life, I really believed that God had answered my call. Here was this handsome, incredible, intelligent man who seemed to be everything I'd ever wanted. He was spiritual. He adored me. He was just, I thought he was my tailor-made, perfect request that came into my life. And I was 35. I'd never been married. I married him within 4 months. It was a whirlwind. And 100% I thought, this is it. This is my soulmate. This is the man for the rest of my life. I really believed that. But then what came forth absolutely was the narcissistic behavior, the pathological lies. So much of his life wasn't the truth. He was abusive. He was pathologically jealous. He was financially, sexually, emotionally, mentally, incredibly abusive. And he absolutely was smashing the parts of myself that I hadn't yet healed. He was so critical. I was damned if I did. I was damned if I didn't. It didn't matter how many ways I tried to twist myself into a pretzel to appease him and earn his love. It was never good enough. It was always too much of this or not enough of that. And the real truth was that I had always been conditionally loving to myself. I'd never been good enough for myself. I always had conditions. Melanie, if you just achieve that, or if you lose 2 pounds, if you do this or you do that or you do this, well, then maybe I could love you. And the truth was, he was reflecting back to me in Technicolor the way that I did not accept and love and adore myself genuinely. It was always about conditions and expectations that could never be met, which was exactly what he was doing to me. I had horrors of financial ability to look after myself and be safe in life. He smashed me financially. He brought up all of those traumas and those terrors right up to the surface. And I could go on and on and on and on and on. And absolutely, when I started my Thriver healing and I finally let go of him and trying to fix him and force him to be the man that I wanted, to have love, approval, survival, and security, to save my own life because it nearly killed me, I finally let go of him and I turned inwards to meet, load up, release, replace, and shift everything that was fully ignited. All of those terrors and the traumas and the heartbreak and the despair and the feelings of I can't live without him and I'm going to die. All of it. And there was so much. And when I did that and I connected to true source, which I'd never had to before, this is so key. Because I had always had those fears and those traumas. They'd just never been fully activated. And it was my normal. So in my life, I was obsessive compulsive. I was hard on myself. I was a perfectionist. I absolutely had fears of abandonment. I used to people please. I'd hand my power away. I really thought that I had to earn love, approval, survival, and security by keeping everybody else happy, which never gave me the confidence, ability, and authenticity to be myself truly in life or create durable love, success, and happiness because of always selling myself out and accepting second best. Those things had been my normal. And I thought that I was happy and successful, but I wasn't. You couldn't give me $3 billion to go back to life before narcissistic abuse because I wasn't who I am now. So through him smashing me and me nearly dying and absolutely being a millimeter off life and death, and I was, and finally letting go and turning within and healing those parts of myself, I came home to my true self and my true life. That was the soul contract. My soul had planned this perfectly, so perfectly. And I'd missed the signposts before. I'd had problematic relationships before. And I'd missed the signposts, and then the narcissist came along, and absolutely he was a whopping great billboard that fell on top of me, and there was no getting up and just getting on with it and doing my normal over again. It was game over. It got to, I was either going to dissolve or evolve. I was either going to integrate or I was going to disintegrate it or disintegrate. Narcissistic abuse is a make or break deal. Life is never going to be the same again. It's not. It's either going to be severely diminished or it's going to thrive. And when you can understand and accept that this is a soul contract, this happened for a reason. One of my beautiful clients, when she originally went to a therapist and a therapist said to her, you know, look, it's just bad luck. It can happen to anybody. And she said, this didn't really sit right in my spirit. And when she came to my work and I explained, there was a reason for all of this. And this is a really prosperous, incredible, expansive reason. Yes, the inner work's going to be hard. It's tough. But if you commit to you and you get through this, you are going to blossom into the self and the life that you have always wanted. There was a reason for this, to push you to your knees to stand up and claim that true self, true life. And she said, thank God, because I knew in my spirit that this had to have happened for a reason. I knew that. And that's what the soul contract with a narcissist is. And that's what the Thriver work is all about. That's why it's so successful. And that's why it gives you more than hope. When you understand the truth of a soul contract with a narcissist, you know that this is not just about mere survival. This is not about getting away from the narcissist and being stuck with PTSD, agoraphobia, fibromyalgia, brain fog, adrenal fatigue, anxiety, depression, diminished trust in yourself and life and others for the rest of your life. That's not what this is about. This is about turning inwards to release those parts of you that were always restricting you and not allowing you to access your true highest potential. Those are the parts of you that the narcissist could hook you in with, feed off, attack, and keep you controlled with. And when you've sorted all of that out, not only are all of your symptoms going to diminish and melt away, and they do, I promise you, and you will start accessing trajectories of love, success, prosperity, great health and expansion that you could never access before. You also will have no fear of narcissists. Because when you come home to your true light and your true self, that light dissolves all darkness in your path. You will never accept a level of love and respect beneath that which you now have for yourself. And this is what true living is all about. So I really want you to go to my article and read it to get even deeper insight to the soul contract with a narcissist. And also to, as I mentioned at the start of this video, please check out Thrive, because it's upcoming in September. There are limited spaces, so you do have a chance to get into this group. And what we do is humbly astounding. This is all about you accessing the deeper reasons as to why this happened, up-leveling and evolving yourself beyond the contract, finalizing it, and claiming your true magnificence and potential. And we do quantum freedom healings in these 10-week sessions that will literally blast out decades of trauma in minutes to give you quick, powerful shifts to the other side in ways that your logical mind just cannot achieve. So check out that link with the video. I really hope that this has inspired you and that your cells resonate with the knowing that what I am telling you is the absolute and utter truth. So much love to you. Thrive on. All my love. Bye-bye.